What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight! Okay, we're coming back to Lukas Rossi. Yes, indeed. Lukas Rossi fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Jason Cart. And this is actually one of Jason's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Jason. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Jason wanted to see me react to this song by Lukas Rossi called Creep. Now, this is apparently a cover of the Radiohead song Creep. Now, I am familiar with that song. So, I have heard that song before. I know I have. But I've never heard Lukas Rossi do it. So that's where we reacted to. Now keep in mind that since this is a cover and I am familiar with the original song, I will not be grading the song in any way, shape, or form, okay? I will only be reacting to and grading his performance of the song, his interpretation, how well he did, the execution of it, that, not the songwriting. I'm familiar with it, I can't do it. From what I understand, this is a live performance from a television show called Rockstar Supernova. Apparently this was a reality show. Yeah, you know how those actually work, right? Yeah, it's reality TV. Yeah, everything on this is real. It's all real.
Yeah, boy.
Despite the fact that they have a script, and I know they have a script because you watch the credits, writers. They have writers. So there's obviously a script.
That's the truth.
Now, does that mean that everything's predetermined? I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that there's a script. But apparently this was the whole purpose of the show was to find a lead singer for a supergroup that was comprised of former Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, former Metallica bassist Jason Newsted, and former Guns N' Roses guitarist Gilby Clarke. And they were going to find a lead singer by doing this show. Don't know how that turned out. But from what I understand, Lukas Rossi was actually the guy who won the whole thing. So kudos to him. Good for him. And this is one of his performances. Now, I don't know which performance this is, but this is one of the performances from that show. So that's all I know, folks, and I'm sticking to it. This video was posted by VTZ Sweetie, and the video has 1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? You ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Lukas Rossi, Creep. Rockstar Supernova. Cool. It's always good to hear covers. I'm always interested to hear what people do with covers, their interpretation, see if they actually put their spin on it, or if they're just going to play it note for note like the original, which, in my opinion, personally, I think that's boring. I like it when artists and bands put their own spin on things, so hopefully that's what he does. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
We're back. Supernova admits that Lukas brings a star quality to the stage, but last week that star faded a bit when he forgot the lyrics to his song. Can Lukas shine again? With Radiohead's Creep, this is Lukas Rossi.
Don't! You forgot the lyrics! Oh, dear God. No, here's the thing about forgetting lyrics. I mean, it happens. Every singer has forgotten lyrics at some point in time. Everybody has. You have to keep going. You can't stop. You can't sit there and go, oh, dang it, I forgot the lyrics to the song. It's over. I give up. The show's over. You can't do that. The show must go on. And worst comes to worst, you fake it. You make it up. You have to. Because you can't just stop the show. So, I don't know what happened there, but Apparently he forgot the lyrics. It happens. Look, it happens to everybody, so don't feel bad, man. It's all good.
Faded a bit when he forgot the lyrics to his song.
Oh,
Can
boo.
Lucas shine again? With Radiohead's Creep, this is Lukas Rossi.
When you're here before, couldn't look you in the eyes. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special, so very special. But I'm a creep, I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, oh, she's running out the door.
That part was really good. When he came out, he picked up the mic, he walked up to the front, and he took over on that part. That vocal line, it got really strong. Very, very strong. Prior to that, there was a couple of places where I think he may have lost his focus on where the mic placement was, because it started to drift off. And the reason it drifted off was because the mic went down here, under the chin, or it went up above his nose at one point too. So he lost a little bit of the vocal power there. Now, was that intentional? Here's the thing about mic awareness. You don't really know. I mean, he may have been fully aware of what he was doing. He may have been fully aware that he was putting the mic down there and doing it for the purpose of effect. Now, I don't personally think that effect was all that useful. It kind of detrimental, if you ask me, because he was supposed to be building. He's supposed to be building and building, and that just took away from the building, and he had to rebuild it back up again. Now, if that's what he's going for, if that's really the effect he's going for, mission accomplished. I don't get it. I don't understand why he would want to do it like that, but more power to him. You know, it's fine. But coming out, what we just saw was really good. As a matter of fact, let's back up a little bit. I want to hear that again. A little more.
Lukas Rossi.
Okay, so it seems like at this point it's over. Like his performance is over. We still got another 1:05 to go. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna watch the next 1:05, and if I think it's worthwhile, if I think it's worth keeping it in for the context of the reaction, I'll keep it in. If not, I'll cut it. And I'm just gonna say it now. I'll see you in the review. Well, there you go, folks. That was Lukas Rossi with his live rendition of the Radiohead song Creep. This was a request from Jason Cart, and this was actually one of Jason Cart's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Jason. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Real quick, yeah, that last minute had absolutely nothing to do with the reaction, nothing to do with the performance whatsoever. So I cut it for the sake of keeping the video from being like, 25, 30 minutes long. Speaking of which, before I give my score, I am trying something a little different. I'm trying something a little new. A couple of my friends and I were talking. They watched the show, they watched the channel, and they like what I do. They did have some feedback for me. They did say that my reviews, this part, has a tendency to go a little long. I get a little long-winded. I ramble, and I come back and I repeat myself a lot. And they're right. I'll be the first to admit that they're right. So they said to help maybe keep the videos a little shorter and maybe make them a little more appealing, a little more watchable. They suggested that I use a stopwatch, which I have right here. They say, give yourself 5 minutes. You shouldn't need more than 5 minutes to say everything you need to say. And I agree with them. So I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to say everything I need to say. And in this case, I don't think it's going to be very hard to do. I will start the timer when I say, let me tell you why. And I'll start the timer, just to let you know. All right, so let's give a score here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.3. Yup, 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, there really isn't a whole lot to say here. It was a really good job, okay? It was a really good job. It wasn't mind-blowing, if I'm being honest with you. It was really good. It sounded good. It didn't sound horrible. It didn't sound bad. I mean, the audio quality obviously wasn't the greatest. That sounds like it came off of a VHS or something like that from way back in the day. But that's not Lucas's fault. That's the quality of the recording. From what I could hear, now granted, this was a shortened version for the sake of reality television. So we only got to hear him sing for like a minute and a half, which, it's hard to do any song justice in a minute and a half, but I feel like he did a really good job. It was respectable. It was definitely respectful. He stayed very true to form. He stayed very true to the original. He did take a couple liberties vocally, which sounded good, but nothing that impressed me, nothing that wowed me, nothing that made me go, oh my God, you know what I mean? Compared to what I heard from him in the past, this must be like before he did that other recording that I did the reaction to. This must be prior to that, because I personally think the other thing I watched from him and I heard from him sounded better than this did. But nonetheless, it was a good job. It was a really good job. He didn't mess up the lyrics. He had good stage presence even. I would have liked to see a little more interaction with the crowd. He walked right up to the crowd. He couldn't have, shook a hand or two, or, touched a hand or given a high five or something to a couple of people. He couldn't have done that. I mean, he was right there. Why not just take that extra moment to, high five a couple of people or something like that? Crowd interaction. But he just stood there in front of the crowd, looked down at them and looked up. And I'm like, well, I mean, at least he looked at them. So that's something, but a missed opportunity nonetheless, in my opinion. But vocally, his performance, he had that breathiness that, Tom has from Radiohead. He had the breathiness down maybe a little too well, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe a little too breathy. I would have liked to have heard a little bit more power from him, especially considering the fact that this is a cover. But again, I have a feeling he was trying to stay true to form. He was trying to stay accurate to the original, which, if that's what you want to do, man, that's fine. So then get the breathiness in there, obviously, for sure. But overall, he did a good job. He did a really good job. And I'm going to leave it at that. I wasn't terribly impressed, to be honest with you. I think, like I said, there were some missed opportunities he didn't take advantage of. I personally wish, this is just me talking, me personally, I personally wish he had put more of his own spin on it, tried to be less Tom and more Lucas. You know what I mean? But he went that route instead. And apparently, from what I saw in that other minute, the judges loved it. I disagree with a lot of what they said, but, you know, that's fine. But he was a pretty good showman. He did come up to the front. He did move on the stage. He walked with purpose and attitude. There was movement and motion there, so it was a pretty good show to see and behold. Now, overall, like I said, taking everything into account, remember, I'm not judging the song because I know the song. I've heard the original a bunch of times, so this has nothing to do with the original song. This has everything to do with his performance, his interpretation, his cover. So, like I said, not super impressive, nothing mind-blowing. I wouldn't even go near as far as to call this great. But it wasn't a suckfest either. It wasn't terrible. So, I wasn't saying they're going to, let's try that again with a little less suck. You know what I mean? I didn't say that. So, you know, it is what it is. I believe a 7.3 is a very fitting score for this. It's a really good score. If you're not sure about that, take a look down below. In the video description, you will find my scoring system chart, and you will very clearly see 7.0 to 7.9 is the grading scale for really good. And this is a 7.3. It's right in there. So, a really good score for a really good performance. So, 7.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show, and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.